So I watched Deadpool and Wolverine, and I understand I'm a bit late, 2 weeks late. But anyways, here's my review of all my favorite scenes, jokes, and of course, my opinion on the film. So anyway, let's go.
Language.
And before I begin, I want to mention that this video has a lot of spoilers. So if you don't want to get anything spoiled, I'd suggest clicking off now. So to get things started, I wanted to talk about the cameos. Bro, the cameos were so fun and great to see. And a lot of faces I was not expecting, and definitely not on my list of cameos. One of my favorites for sure was Chris Evans, not as Captain America, but as the freaking Human Torch, which was so unexpected, and the reveal of him being Human Torch was perfect. Like when we all expect him to say his iconic line, Avengers Assemble, even Deadpool pointing it out, and him cutting him off saying, "Flame on!" Sorry. Another cameo I was not expecting, but definitely was a nice surprise, was Henry Cavill as Wolverine. And I love that. As it was revealed, Deadpool immediately pokes fun at DC Comics, and I can't lie, he looks good here as Wolverine. And I definitely would not mind to see him as Wolverine in the MCU. But let me know in the comments what you guys would think of that. And I also appreciated all the other cameos. They were great to see. And like I said earlier, a lot of faces I was not expecting. Alright, moving on, I wanted to talk about the fight scenes and some of my personal favorites. One in particular that is funny enough, the opening scene when Deadpool uses the adamantium skeleton of the Fox's Universe Wolverine as a weapon was super fun and such a creative scene with some really good choreographed action. And with the song that is now burned into my brain, also known as Bye 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 by NSYNC, was just weird enough a perfect music choice. And also just Deadpool dancing in the background was just also a really fun touch. Another one that was just a great fight scene was with Deadpool and Wolverine in the Hana van. It was just super cool and fun to watch. Another scene I want to talk about is one of the final scenes, and that is when Deadpool and Wolverine are trying to save the multiverse and stop Cassandra Nova from ending all universes. And this was just such a suspenseful and crazy scene. And I don't know if it was just me and my family, but I got vibes of the first Guardians of the Galaxy when they're all holding hands. I don't know if that's just me, but it just reminds me of that scene so much. And something I noticed in the movie is that no one was safe with Deadpool. He was going for everyone with his references, like the one I mentioned earlier with DC, and then just multiple with Fox, and just so many more. And if I tried to mention them all, I would be here for hours. Something else I want to mention is in the credits, when it shows all the outtakes and bloopers of all the X-Men movies. This part really had me thinking back to all of the X-Men movies. It really cemented that this movie was a send-off to the X-Men universe. And it really showed how much these actors and actresses really care about these characters. And Green Day in the background was just a nice touch. And it really reminded me of a lot of some older movies that did something similar to this, when it would show all the outtakes and bloopers from all the actors. And to be honest, I wish they did this more in movies. And my next point I wanted to bring up is the characters, with the two obvious ones being Deadpool and Wolverine. Starting with Wolverine, it was so cool to finally see him in his iconic suit we've been waiting years for. And that iconic mask too, ooh, chef's kiss. And I like that they went with a new Wolverine, except just bringing the old one back. They got a new one from another universe. And with Deadpool, I liked his new suit and appreciated the new vibrant color scheme they had going on, mimicking the comic suit. And I really appreciated the new part of his character, of him trying to have redemption and not feel like a joke. Next thing I wanted to bring up is Cassandra Nova. I thought she was definitely an interesting pick, and her character is someone who I personally didn't know about and was super surprised about her and her cool ability. And the other villain, Mr. Paradox, was really fun to watch and a cool character. Alright, so for one of my last points I wanted to make is the things I didn't like about the movie, the flaws of the movie. One thing is kind of nitpicky, is that I think that the Deadpool variants were a little underutilized and could have been used more in the third act. But I still appreciated the scene with them and thought it was super fun to watch. And something else that was kind of bothering me was the pacing. I mean, sometimes it worked for the story, while other times it didn't. Alright, so what are my final thoughts? This movie was super funny and had me dying for like most of the movie. Had some really good moments and some fun cameos. And I would definitely say there were some flaws with the movie, and I wouldn't say that this movie changed the MCU like some people were saying, but it is still a solid movie. And for my rating, I'm gonna give it a good 9 out of 10. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know your guys' opinions on the movie and some of your favorite moments. But that's it for today's video. Now it's time for homework. I want you to subscribe, smash that like button. I'll be lightning back with my next video. Bye. with Like a Prayer in the background being a perfect music choice. Not as an iconic man. What the? Okay. And with Living... I'm gonna say Living on a Prayer. No, it's Like a Prayer. Dang it. And I like that they went with a new Wolverine. From another world. Except bringing the old one. Ow. What the heck was that? Okay.